Hello, welcome to Working Dragon Mystic, where we discuss real, metaphysical, and occult knowledge so that you can manifest real and tangible results in your life. Today, as promised, we're going to be discussing the water dragon of healing and protection, Torg'raa. Stay tuned. Okay, so here we are. As you all know, I issued a challenge just before February started that if we hit 500 subs, I would go into my personal grimoire right here of all the different dragons that I've worked with, located, that to my knowledge can't really be found anywhere else. And that, like I did with X-Boon Well, I would share the information on another dragon with the sigil and what this dragon can do, its appearance and the likes. So here we are. Now I was going to do an air dragon, but as you all in the live stream made it abundantly clear, y'all wanted a water dragon. Don't blame you. They're pretty cool. And when I sat down to figure out exactly which water dragon I wanted, one made it very, very clear he wanted to be front and center. He wanted to be in the spotlight, which is a little odd for this particular dragon in my mind. I mean, his personality, he's not shy, but he's also pretty stealthy, so for his size. And that dragon is Torg'raa. It's spelled T-O-R-G, little apostrophe there, and then R-A-A. I'll make sure the spelling's below in the video. Now, this dragon, what's he look like? This dragon, honestly, he's one of the cooler dragons I've met. I was not expecting this. When the ruler of the water dragons first sent me to speak with this dragon, my feet landed on an island in the ocean. Typical enough, a serpent-like neck rose from the water, turned to look at me. Water dragons, serpent-like, makes perfect sense. Scale color, blues and greens mixed in. However, as we talked, I quickly realized I was standing on a carapace or a shell. And honestly, unlike most water dragons, Torg'raa actually looked like a European dragon. The large wings, the claws, the hind legs, the long tail, everything classical European styling, except he had, for lack of a better word, what I would say looked very similar to like a snapping turtle shell. The only other difference is he does have like the webbing between his claws. And I'd never encountered a dragon like that. And I haven't since. He's actually a very unique dragon. That's why I said he's a little stealthy, because he does go out of his way to blend into his environment from time to time. And even though he is massive in size, I mean, I thought he was a freaking island. So, what can Torg'raa help with? Well, first off, he's great in healing magics. Whether it's just healing an illness, whether it's healing physical elements of the body, broken bones, he can accelerate these things. There was a point where I had strep, and the antibiotics really wasn't helping. I turned to Torg'raa, and within 2 days, I was good. I was squared away. And the doctors couldn't explain it. I went from bad, ill to right as rain. So when it comes to healing, he's really, really great. However, one area most people really enjoy working with Torg'raa is in emotions. He can help you understand emotions in a way that I can't even begin to really explain. And when it comes to emotional trauma, pain, and stuff like that, you can double dip and you can actually not only work to understand those emotions, but to heal them as well. And honestly, if you need someone to just sit down and BS with to get stuff off your chest emotionally, he is the guy to do it. I don't know how many of my students that have worked with him, especially the ladies, who refer to him as the best BFF when it comes to emotional conversations. So, guys, I'm not sure if we can relate per se to that. I mean, but at the same time, he can definitely relate to us as well. And he just sits down, talks, and he can be one of the guys. So, ladies, it appears that yes, he can be that BFF. I just have to go by what ladies have told me. And he can definitely be that one of the guys for the guys. So he's wonderful in those areas. Now, he also can do cleansing, much like water itself. It is a very cleansing process. He can help cleanse the body. He can help cleanse the spirit. And he can even help ease and cleanse the mind. Now, those are one aspect. You can also call him up in ritual or in spell work to help cleanse an area around you. So, the best way I can explain this is that he will use his dragon's fire, which honestly it comes out a bit more like a pressure washer, but it works. And he will cleanse the entire area where you're at. And if your targeting and visualization is good enough, you can actually do your whole house in one blast if you want to. Now, if I could just get this to work physically and clean my house, I'd be set perfectly. But so far, no dice. It only works energetically. But I have seen it blast out astral nasties as well. So it's literally turning the hose on anything creeping around your house. How fun is that? Okay? And for those of us with who have developed our arcane sight to where we can see this while it's happening, it is funny to watch. And he gets so much joy from blasting little astral nasties out of your house. But do not worry, it will not affect the entities you want there. In fact, my other dragons and the entities that tend to hang around my house quite a bit tend to play in said pressure washer, fire hosey like event. Now, another area where he truly excels is protection. And really, I mean, you know that shell or carapace is going to come into play somehow. And that's because he really does tie into that element of protection in a way that you don't really see in a lot of aquatic or water-based entities. But he can really put up a wall of defense against illness, against negative emotions, bad energies, pretty much anything. He can even affect physical protection to some level. That's not to say he's going to stop a bullet or nothing, but he can keep you physically safe in certain circumstances by more or less steering you away from it. Now, one of the best ways to utilize this protection, though, is in a stationary format. Yes, it can travel with you, and yes, it can help in those things, the emotional, helping you heal. But he excels in stationary protection. So, for an example, if you want to protect your home, he is wonderful at setting up a large home protection barrier. It's like he takes and places his own your home's own carapace around it and customizes it and builds it. And it is actually specifically built so you and your family and those you allow can enter in and out without having to worry about messing up the protections. So Absolutely wonderful dragon to work with. And before we forget, let's go ahead and give you his sigil, which I still get a kick out of and laugh every time I see it. Hope y'all do too. So we'll go ahead and place it right here. Okay, so as you can see, his sigil, it looks like I would call it a shell, or someone said it looked like a shield. I honestly see a shell. I really do. Period. But maybe it's a shell shield. Anyways, I have enjoyed working with Torg'raa over the last 3 years. He's a hoot. If you are definitely a beachcomber lifestyle kind of person, you will gather his personality. He does definitely have that just calm, serene, pleasant beach life personality about him. He doesn't seem to get in a hurry for much of anything. He tries to find joy in what he does, and he has a blast doing it. Now, I have seen his shell shift from many, many colors. Some days it was white, some days it was silver, some days it was brown, some days it was black. I've even seen it go multicolor. He did a full-on Mardi Gras theme one time. Why he went Mardi Gras colors, I don't know. But he did. So expect the shell to change quite often. He tends to love to do that. And he will occasionally also appear with different sigils and symbols on his shell. Now, he is a very, very great teacher. When it comes to understanding our emotions, our actions, and why we do what we do, he is great at helping us to understand that. And he's wonderful at teaching us to embrace our emotions but not let them to control us, because so often in life we will find we actually don't choose our actions. We allow our emotions to drive our actions. And he is wonderful at teaching you to be able to embrace those emotions, to experience those emotions, while at the same time you're the one still making the choice, not the emotion. So no matter how angry you get, no matter how much you want to hit that person, no matter how much you want to shoot your mouth off, he can teach you the wisdom and the understanding to interject logic while still experiencing those emotions. Honestly, huge help in my practice, huge help in my life in general. And when it comes to his healing, I would say that, yes, I felt that 2 days getting rid of my strep after I fought with it, that was pretty freaking quick. But in most cases, you can expect, I'd say, a 2 to 3 day span on his stuff. In some ways, he moves very slow. Some ways, it'll feel very quick. But his healing does tend to be a very steady, gentle form of healing. I know for me, I enjoy that particular type of healing. I have worked with entities where, yeah, they'll heal you quick. But getting you there quickly is a rough process. And, you know, yeah, you're better, but you feel like you've been put through, been beat with a ball bat to get there. His healing is very, very gentle, very soothing, very nurturing type of healing. It's very steady, it's very constant, so it does come out that it does seem to feel like it happens quickly, but it's the constant, non-stop nurturing period that usually goes for anywhere from, for me, it's always been 2 to 3 days on average. There was one time where I was stupid and it did take a bit longer to heal me, and I think that went up to 7 days. But that 7 days was still tremendously quicker than it should have been. Anyways, I'll make sure to put a picture of the sigil at the end of the video again, so you can take another quick look at that and copy it down. It's not a very complicated sigil. Honestly, I've noticed with dragons, their sigils don't follow a pattern. The dragons just take whatever they like and they give that to you, and that's what we go with. So a lot of traditions seem to have patterns or stylizations. Dragons don't seem to have that. Now, I do hope you enjoy working with Torg'raa, whether you need healing, protection, cleansing. Even if you just want to work with him to get to know him and talk with him, I highly recommend it. Awesome dragon. Absolutely awesome dragon. Humanoid form. Never actually seen the humanoid form. When I evoke him to my ritual room, his head will pop up. That's about it. Just his head will pop into the room. And it's usually sized down so that it will fit, because his head's pretty much bigger than my house. But a wonderful dragon to work with. Most of the time when I work with him, more than not, I'll astral travel to him. But he has no problem with the evocation work. But yeah, I highly recommend you take the time and you reach out and connect with Torg'raa. Awesome dragon to work with. Great guy to get to know. And you couldn't have a better person to talk about your problems with and help you work through hard times. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash the like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification icon so you'll be notified anytime we release a new video. And drop us a comment. Say hi. Let us know if you have any questions. It helps the channel out a lot. And we have a live stream every Friday. The time is a little bit in the air right now, but it's usually 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, if you got the notifications turned on, you will receive the notification when we go live. We'd love to see you there. It's been a blast every week we've been doing it. Also, you can find us over on Twitch, where on Sundays at 8 p.m. we have the Magical Coffee Hour with the Linda from Caffeine and Chaos. It's more laid back, it's more fun, it's more goofy, a little less focused, and it's for answering questions that a bit more random. People pop in. There's that pop culture side of it where people see things on TV or in books and they may want to know exactly, does this really exist in magic? If so, did they get it right? If not, or if they didn't get it right, then how would it function in real magic? But it's a lot more laid back. On Fridays, we discuss my research, what I got going on in my personal practice, and we really dive deep into the magic and focus on what's going on there with the audience, and I take your questions live. Anyways, I hope to see you in both places. Also, we do now have the coffee mugs and the canvas prints available. There's a link below to the merch link where you can get those if you'd like one. Thank you for joining us. I'm Drake, and this has been Working Dragon Mystic. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.